Good morning, guys. It's Thursday. First off, let me apologize. I've been putting the wrong dates on our homework. I think I fixed it up. For some reason, I always think St. Patrick's Day is on the 18th. So today's the 19th of March, and another day. We only have 2 more days of this for this week, and then today and tomorrow. Then we get a week off for spring break. We won't be passing out any assignments. Everyone gets a little break, and the teachers can kind of regroup and reassess and see how we're going to handle the next week after that. I hope you got your email that was sent to you yesterday morning or last night evening. I apologize. And I got some stuff on there. Just one reminder: there's an assignment that needs to be sent to me by 5 o'clock tonight, or 7 o'clock. Apologize. I want every student to send me a short little video clip of their one thing that they miss about not being with their fellow students in the classroom, and one thing they really kind of think is cool about having school being done at home. So send me a short video clip. You can just text it to me, and I will. I'm just interested to see what everyone says and kind of see everyone's face and keep interacting in that way. Also, our YouTube live videos can't be happening today. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow. I didn't realize I had to activate the live streaming capabilities, and it takes about 24 hours. I just realized that this morning, so I won't be able to go live on YouTube for at least till tomorrow. I'll try again tomorrow and see what it says. The joke of the day this morning is about dinosaurs. What do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping? A dinosaur. Ba-bum, bum. I can just see all my kids rolling their eyes, especially the upper graders. Um, Homework today, pretty simple stuff today. Kindergarten, you have a worksheet that looks very well, just like this. This is exactly what your worksheet looks like. On your worksheet this morning, you're going to be cutting out the bears on the bottom part of your section, and then you're going to be taking those bears, and you don't have to necessarily glue them on, but you're going to have, on the first part, you're going to have two sections that look like this, and you're going to go take those bears, you're going to split them up. One, two, one, two. You're going to go back and forth to use all your bears, and then you're going to count how many bears there are. Oh, look at it. One, two, one, two. We split those bears up, and actually, sorry, you're going to pretend like you're a bear, and you're going to be splitting up the cookies. It's all about kind of like how do you share amongst two people, and then you're also going to do it amongst three people. So you go one, 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 however many you have, and then see how many there are. You can glue them in, you can draw them in, whatever you see fit with regards to how to split those cookies up amongst those circles, because you won't be able to glue them in both the 2 and the 3 circles. So if you do glue one in, then you have to draw the other ones in. But make sure they all have the equal amount, because when we share, of course, we want to make sure where we share with everyone and everyone gets the same amount. So make sure everyone has the same amount at the end, and if you do, that means you did it right. All right. You also have a couple other worksheets that you should be working on at home. Keep working on that. And tomorrow we'll get back into our Super Kids and work a little bit more with the letter U. First graders, you have 2 problem-solving worksheets. One of them is just the one where you're the teacher. I know you guys know how to do that one. You need to find 4 different problems there. Circle them. Put a big circle around the problem if it's wrong, the answer is wrong, and then next to it put the answer that is right. We've done that many times, so it shouldn't be too hard. Again, there's 4 of them that you're going to be finding. On the other one, it's a problem-solving one like this, so it looks something similar to this. Mom and Dad, you might have to help read the little story, but on the first page it says Tiana had 5 stuffed bears and 4 stuffed dogs. 3 of the bears are brown and the rest of the bears are white. Show how many white bears Tiana has. So as you can probably tell, there's something that in that problem that we don't need to worry about, and that's the 4 stuffed dogs, because we're not dealing with them. So you're going to draw me the 5 stuffed bears in that box down there at the bottom, and it said 3 of them are brown. So you're going to color 3 of them brown, and the rest of them are white. So you got to, after you color the 3 of them brown down here, then down here on the line, tell me how many are left over that were just left white. Okay, and then on the back side, you can doing the same exact thing, except now you're going to be dealing with toy cars. And You can have mom or dad read that one, or you can read it yourself. I think a lot of you could be able to read that one on your own. Work on reading those things. But if you have questions, make sure you ask mom or dad for a word. So don't just guess. All right. With your reading this morning, your reading shouldn't be too difficult. A lot of our reading is dealing with vocab words. So on page 171, oh, sorry, 171 was what we did yesterday. We're on 175. Sorry, I looked at the wrong one. On 175, you have a bunch of ow words. So every one of the words has an ow sound in it. So we have cow. I'm going to read the words in the spelling box. House, out, down, now, and found. You got to write all of those words in the blank to fill in the sentence. On the next page, 176, those are words that you had in your story that you read, the butterfly story. On that one, these are all things that you're going to have to look at. You may go back in your book and see if you can figure out what those things are. Like nectar, that's what the butterfly would drink. Chrysalis, that's the little cocoon that the butterfly would go into, or not butterfly, but the caterpillar would turn into before it became a butterfly. Butterfly, you guys know what that is, and an egg, you guys know what that is. So you got to write the word that goes with each description and picture next to it. On page 177, you have two boxes, box 1 and box 2. You got to take box 1, that's the first part of the sentence, and match it with box 2. And at the very, very bottom down here, you're going to write those sentences. So there's 4 lines. You're going to write 4 sentences. And like I've said the last couple of days, make sure, please, 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 that when you rewrite the sentences, you write them capital letters, end them with periods, all that good stuff. You guys are pretty good at that, so keep that up. Then on the last page, you have to fill in the missing letters on the top part with those words, those ow words that we just talked about on the last page, and then rewrite the word. And then at the bottom, again, you get to be the teacher. Find the word that's not spelled right. It's going to be one of those words up in the red box. Circle it, write it correctly on the line. Shouldn't be too hard. We've done that so many times that you guys should be just experts at that. All right? So that's first grade reading. For Rodney today, you're going to be... hold on, my computer just froze. There we go. Rodney, today you're going to be reading the story in your hardcover book, another story, Ty's One Man Band, and you're going to read that out loud. Or you can read it to yourself. You can kind of see how you do. It depends on whatever you would like to do. But if you want to try to read it by yourself, you can, since you've read a couple of them out loud. In your workbook, you just have one workbook page. The first one, excuse me, deals with some words that you might find in that story. So you got to look at the word that's in dark print, use the other parts of the sentence to figure out what that word means, and circle the correct, what you think that word means underneath. They give you 3 choices, circle the one that best describes it. On the back side, these are some questions. So you got to read the story first before you work on page 20, because on page 20, you need to go there and they ask you some questions about the characters. So you may have to go back in the book and look those up as you're reading them. You're going to be reading about Andrew and Jason, and why they did things the way they did, or why did they do this, how are they feeling, those types of things. So take a look at that. They're all going to be, why did a character say this? Why? What were they feeling? Were they angry? Were they happy? Did he say that because he was scared? Those types of things. Okay, so write them in complete sentences, please, and do a very good job of that. I know you'll do a good job. Use your nice, neat handwriting. Second grade math. So today in math class, you are page 80. You have 2 sheets. One's a fact assessment, so that's your subtracting problems, bunch of subtracting by 5s and 4s, and then on the back side on your lesson practice. Make sure you're doing these top parts up here where it says to measure out the line segments and whatnot. Please make sure you're doing that. And then also the first part, they have a box with a bunch of numbers. Here, let me flip this around so I can show you. Hold on, just 1 second. Well, maybe I won't. Just kidding. I'm not going to be able to do that. But here, I can go like this. You have this box right here. Please make sure that you're going to take these words and you're going to answer these 3 questions here. So make sure that you're answering those questions. Who has the most, who has the fewest, and then put those in order from most to fewest. Remember, most means biggest down to the fewest. Use these to write 321. So how many hundreds, how many tens, how many ones, write them in there. And then write it in expanded form. That'd be like 100 plus 20 plus 1. And then which number here shows us 321. How much money is this? Remember, these small little guys are dimes. Dimes are only 10 cents. This is a nickel, 5 cents, and the rest are pennies. Remember, we talked about this the other day about how to write in two different ways. Remember, one is with a cent sign, one is with a dollar sign and the decimal point. So dollar sign, 0 point, and whatever the money might be. Number 4 deals with dividing that square in half using a horizontal line, horizontal, and a vertical line. So you're going to divide it into fourths, and it says to color 2/4 of it. So you probably guess how many you're going to color there. And then the bottom are just a bunch of adding and subtracting problems. On the back side is exactly the same stuff, just different numbers. There's nothing new or different on the back side. So I think you should be able to handle those fairly simply. In your math today we're going to talk about possessive plurals. So if I said the cats, and I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 cats, toys. Okay, those toys belong to the cats, right? Those are the cats' toys. Now, how do I show that? Remember when we talked the other day, we said if it was George's dog, George is just one person, so we added, remember, yes, we did that the other day with the apostrophe S. We added an apostrophe S because George is one person and it's his dog. Well, since there's lots of cats, we don't add another S. We don't want to say cats toys. So instead, to show that, we just put an apostrophe at the end of the word. Cats, toys. So it's still the same word, but because we put the apostrophe after the S, it shows that they own the toys, and there's many cats, not just one. So in your assignment today, they're going to take a bunch of words that end in S, and if it ends in S, you're going to rewrite the word, and you're going to write it on the line, and you're going to write, so like the first one says players, so you're going to write players again and put the apostrophe at the very end. Now be careful on number 4, because children, does that end in S? Of course not, no, ends in N. If it doesn't end in S, then you add an apostrophe S. So let me give you an example there. So we had the word children, and like I said, you add an apostrophe S just like we did the other day. So on number 4, your answer should look like that, with the apostrophe S at the end, not just an apostrophe. Okay, so that's on page 49. On page 50, you have to look at the picture up above of the children. Look like they just won a baseball game of some sort, and answer those questions: who, what, when, where, why do you think they're there? Why do they think they're having that celebration? And how did they win this tournament? Write that there. Look at the scoreboard for the how. Okay. Part 51, you need to go back in your book about the great ball game and find the word that best finishes the sentence to fill in that little it's kind of like a crossword puzzle, I guess, down there at the bottom for 1 through 7. Then take the word that goes vertically in the dark boxes to answer the question at the bottom. And then the last thing you have to do is on page 52, you got to read that story about the lion and the mouse. And then on 53, they give you the cause. So like the first one, the mouse ran across the lion's paw. Well, what happened when the lion ran across the lion's paw? You got to tell me what happened. And then look at number 3. The mouse was scared. He went to see what was making the noise. Well, what caused the mouse to be scared? Write that on the cause line. So sometimes you got to tell me what caused it, and sometimes you got to tell me what was the effect there for that. Okay? So that's for your reading today. 3rd graders, today what you're going to be taking a look at is centimeters, meters, and kilometers. Centimeters are the small thing on your ruler. Remember, you have 2 sides of your ruler, 1 to 12, that's your inches, 1 to 30, that's your centimeters. Centimeters are a lot smaller than your inches, but some things that you need to know with regards to centimeters, meters, and kilometers. If you look at the chart on page 346, you'll see centimeters, that's about the same width as your finger, so about that big. That's about the same as a centimeter. A meter is about, if you took a big step, that's about the same size as a meter. You know, my meter sticks I had in the classroom, those are pretty long. Those are meter sticks. And a kilometer is just a little bit smaller than a mile. Now, 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. So if we took 100 of our fingers and lined them all up, that would be the same as a meter. And if we took, for a kilometer, we need to take 1,000 of those meter sticks, line them all up. That would equal the same as a kilometer. Centimeters you can write as cm. Meters are m. Kilometers are km. Those are some things that might help you there. So today, what you're going to kind of taking a look at in your assignment, if you take a look at your assignment, we're going to kind of go through a couple of things. I'm just going to kind of run through your assignment. 1 and 2 are just a couple word problems. Shouldn't be too difficult with regards to that. 3, it says, how many miles of track did they lay? So you have to kind of do I think it's a multiplying there. Multiply some numbers on number 3. Number 4, you got to draw me a cube and then tell me any faces, edges, and vertices. Remember, vertices, I'll help you with that one, are the corners. Make sure you can count those up. 5, you have to look at that cube there and tell me how many cubes did you use, and then what is the volume. Remember, you got to multiply 3 sides to find the volume for 5b. Number 6, now this is where you got to get your ruler out. You need a centimeter ruler to draw a rectangle that is 5 centimeters long and 2 centimeters wide. Okay, so you got to draw that in your box there. And then for 7, you got to tell me the perimeter, add up all the sides. And for B, you need to tell me the area, multiply the 2 sides. Number 8 and 9, you got to look at that triangle and solve those 2 things. If you don't forget for like letter B, what the name of the triangle that has all equal sides, go back on those lessons underneath the number 8 to figure that out. Number 9 says draw a congruent triangle, same size, same shape as the problem above. And then for B, what's the perimeter there? So not too hard there. 10 and 11, multiplying. 12, you got to change that into a multiplying. 13, you got to tell me how many tons that would be. 14 is multiplying. 15, 16, solving it. 17, I'm going to give you a clue. You're going up by 1/4 of an inch. Look at your rulers that you made. That one might help you to find the next 4. 18 deals with temperature over on the other side. 19, use that drawing to solve those. And 20, what's the area of the top? So I'm going to give you a clue for number 20. You got to multiply 3 times 8 to solve that. All right? Shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. Again, though, if you have any questions, make sure you call me or FaceTime me or shoot me a quick email. Today, probably the easiest would be to call. Okay? For your reading today, you're on page 61. It's going to be a little tricky. You got to they give you a box with prefixes, un, re, pre. Then they give you a box of suffixes, li, full, and then the base words. So you have these 3 boxes up at the top. You got to take one from here, and one from here to make an answer. So like number 1, or sorry, not always. Sometimes you take one. Sometimes you only use 2 of the boxes. So like the first one, my brother likes to blank videos of his soccer game. So pre-play? No. Oh, how about replay? So number 1, you'd write replay. Right? Now we'll do one more. The deer was blank, which way they should turn. I'll probably use the word sure. That might be the base word. Now, if the deer weren't quite sure which way to go, if they were not sure, well, not means unsure. They were unsure. So there's your first 2 answers. Keep working on the rest of those. I hope those won't be too difficult for you. On the next page, it deals with the right definitions, making sure you know the right definitions and the like, because sometimes words mean more than one thing. So you got to read those 3 definitions on the top and 3 definitions on the bottom. Read the word in that sentence in each of the sentence, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and write the correct definition next to it. Okay. Number 4. All deals with vocabulary. On the 1 through 8, write the words that all have the or R sound, like hair. Then 9 through 16, write the 8 words that have changed spelling of the base word. So maybe they changed the Y to an I, or something like that. 17 through 21, write the 5 words that start with re or un. And the last 4 are the ones that end with FUL or LY or ER. Then on the last page, 64, you got to write, excuse me, my nose is really itchy this morning. Write the word that finishes the sentence and also fills in the blank there. And part 6 through 12, write the list word that answers each question. Okay? That shouldn't be too hard. Fourth graders, again, with math, don't forget, you guys are asking Mr. Wasser if you have any questions with regards to that, but with your spelling this morning, sorry, you can probably hear my dog barking in the background. You need to fill in the blank with the words that the two words that go in the blank. They're gonna rhyme. Each word 1 and 2 will rhyme. 3 and 4 will rhyme. 5 and 6 will rhyme. 7 and 8 will rhyme. And then 9 through 15, write the spelling word that goes with each group. 46, top part, you just got to find the 5 words that are spelled wrong. Circle them, write them correctly. You don't have to do the right thank you note. 47, you got to add the suffix full, less, or ly to the underlined word. So, like number 1, my great aunt thought the old dragon was without hope. Well, hope, what would without hope mean? Well, would it mean hopeful, hopely, or hopeless? Well, without means less, so hopeless. So then your answer for number 1 would be hopeless. And then 5 and 6 at the bottom, you got to add 2 of the suffixes to the underlined word. So be careful there. Then at the bottom part, on the last page, 48, you got to use those words in the parentheses, those adjectives, to fill in the blank. But then on the second line in the word, you got to tell me, does that word tell us what kind or how many? I'll give you a clue. Only one of them tells us how many. The rest of them are what kind. I'll give it a little bit, make it a little easier. Then at the bottom, you got to write the correct article that finishes the sentence. All right. I think that should be about it for today. Just a reminder, don't forget to get that assignment in. Send me a video. I'd love to hear from all of you and see how things are going at home. Today's going to be a crazy day. I'm going to be at school most of the day. Watch our Facebook page. I'm going to be posting some videos as we clear out our school. Probably this might be our last day that we're in that building, and last day that we will see everything and have everything taken care of there. We're going to hopefully get everything out of that building that is ours today, as long as this rain holds off. So I hope everyone's doing well. Enjoy your day today. If you have any questions, feel free, like I said, I keep saying, get in contact with me. If there's problems getting work done, get in contact with me. I will help as best as I possibly can. I've really been praying for all of you and hoping. I know this is not an easy time for anyone, myself included, but I hope that everyone is doing well. So keep up the good work. We'll see you guys later on this afternoon for our Christ Light story and another chapter from our Read Aloud. We'll talk to you later. Bye.